Yeah.
All right, tip top of the day, family. Coach Pierre here. I'm excited to be in the studio with my man Caesar. Caesar, say what's up, man.
Hey, how's everybody doing out there?
Yes, sir. Look, listen, if you're watching this from whenever, if you're watching it later on, or you're watching it right now, drop a one in the chat, drop a fire emoji. Let us know that you're there. We're taking questions today. Today is just it's something that we've been working on. We've been talking about it. I mean, I've been talking about it for years. And as I connected with Teaser, we kind of decided, you know what, maybe we figure this thing out. So it's called Trench Talk,
Trench talk.
and it's real estate conversations from the trenches, going all the way back. Between us together, we have almost 50 years of experience in this real estate business in Queens, New York. So we're here today to have some fun with that. So if you're coming in, whenever you're doing, just drop something in the chat, drop a one in the chat. Let us know that we're good. So Caesar, we just want to kind of get started today, just talking about how long have you been in real estate in Queens, New York? Tell me about that.
I've been doing this now 24 years. Thank God. I'm still here, surviving and having fun doing it.
you say you say surviving. Sounds like like one of them shows on Netflix.
Oh,
Outlast.
oh
You ever
yeah.
seen that show on Netflix?
No.
Outlast. That's where they take a bunch of people and they put them into like the mountains. And then there's like, let's see who can stay out here the longest. And there's
Oh, okay.
nobody to talk to. They have they don't give them no food, nothing. You have to kill your own food. You have to do everything. And they gotta see how long you can outlast each other out there.
I probably wouldn't last a minute over there like that.
I think that's how real estate is now, though.
Oh,
Isn't it like Outlast?
yes, and that's the reason why I said survive. Because if you look at the stats and you start reading a lot of things, I think the last time I read it was 60 to 70% of agents have actually dropped out of the business.
60 to 70%.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big number. You're
Big,
thinking of like
huge.
60. It's like 6 and 10
Yeah. No,
dropping out. So
the market hasn't gotten better. It's been like 3 to 4 years now, and it's really now you have to really roll up your sleeve. The agents that you're getting out there is of higher caliber, I would say, because they're still here. Nobody's
Right.
perfect, but the people that you encounter that are still here, still working, are doing their thing.
Yeah.
To survive.
So you started a long time ago now. Tell me about when you first started. You said that you were door knocking. Tell the audience what happened the first day. Tell us that story, because this is what Trench Talk is built on. It's real estate conversation, stories from the trenches. Tell us about your first encounter with door knocking out there.
Yeah, he's bringing me back to memories. It was my first 3 months, maybe my first 4 months in this business, straight out of college. And everybody tells you, hey, go door knock, go the sphere of influence, all these kind of things to get your business going, right? So, from my background, I don't have a sphere of influence. My parents didn't have a home, me growing up, like an ownership, so I didn't talk to other homeowners. So the best thing I did was, you know what, let me go door knocking, and I'll get to meet homeowners that way. And let me tell you, the first couple of houses, I went really close to the office that I was there on the 75th Street Shopping Center in Jackson Heights or East Elmhurst, and I door knock and I door knock on the wrong house. The guy opens the door and with a shotgun there, just like
You talking about a real shotgun?
I don't know what it was. All I know is that I remember hearing the clicking noise. Being that I've had some experience with like going outdoors, so I've heard that gun noise when they cock it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the hell is just going on? And all I can remember is that I'm near some blue house, a blue ceiling, a blue roof. And if you guys know, Jackson Heights for a long time, that used to be the old IHOP right over there. Now it's a Flagstar, but now it was a IHOP, and that's all I can remember. And the guy goes, "Come in," and he goes, "Are you a cop?" He starts looking at me, and and back then I used to wear shirt and tie because it was mandatory at the office, shirt and tie.
Yeah. See, some of these youngsters, let me stop right there. Some of these youngsters now, they're coming in I see them coming to the office with flip-flops, and they're coming in 3/4 jeans. I ain't got no problem with no 3/4 jeans and some flip-flops. I'm just saying that back in the day, we used to have full suits on. I remember having to go to the flea market over there at Aqueduct Racetrack, and I had to get me my suit for $50 because I ain't got no, I ain't got no going to store type money.
Yeah,
I'm broke, so I got to go get me 2 suits for $50. The polyester one that when you iron it, there's a sheen on it. But go ahead, man. Tell us about this suit, man. Okay.
I'm dressed up. I'm hot because you're walking around, and trust me, it's exercise. Because you're going up and down stairs, up and down stairs, up and down stairs, and talk about mindset. And that's the thing. That my first lesson in mindset. When this guy opens up and gets me in, is like you get startled, especially that you don't know what's going on, and you have to think on your feet, and that kind of destroys what you have in your head because you're not expecting this.
Right.
And that was my first lesson of thinking on my feet. You need to know what's going on and really know what to say. Because you know what? At that moment, your life depends on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're like,
we should bring back shotguns to help people with their scripts. Like, like you should come to the office meeting and like, who wants to do the script? I want to do all right. So today I want to knock on the door and say,
yeah. And it's like, I'm like, listen, I'm only here I was just trying to get a listing. I told him.
Yeah.
Okay. I can show you my briefcase. I got nothing but postcards. Here's my business card. He goes, are you sure you're not a cop? I'm like, I think a cop would have reacted better than I did. I told him, I'm here just trying to figure out if you want to sell.
Yeah.
So he ended up, just looking at my briefcase, and then he let me go. And the first thing I'm like, I will never do this again.
My question is, did you get the listing?
No, I didn't want to deal with that guy. I'm like, this guy's crazy. I'm like, he had to be some sort of a lunatic to be expecting a cop to come to your door. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what he was doing, but he was definitely expecting something. I don't know what it was, but it was a hard lesson learned. And that taught me, you know what? I needed a better avenue to get business.
To get business on.
To get business, yeah. And that's when it really forced me to reach out to friends and, that sphere of influence thing again. It taught me to, whatever people I knew, call them and let them know what I was doing because I really didn't want to go through that process again. And it took me a couple of years before I door knocked. And that's why now I recommend for the agents out there, door knock with 2 people. Go out there and make sure and keep awareness of where your other colleague might be at. Take one street, take the other street, but at least, there's safety in numbers out there.
Yeah. Well, I love it again, man. That's why we created this, and I'm sure you got some more stories that you can share.
Oh yeah.
But definitely, I've never gotten approached with a shotgun. You know what I mean? I've gotten people run me out of the house. I got, people let the dogs on me. Yeah. So I guess that was one of the reasons why I never really gravitated to door knocking too much in my career when I started. Because I did do it, but then afterwards, I think I just decided I don't want to do it no more because I didn't like that. I didn't like how it made me feel,
Yeah.
And early on, I started doing marketing, online marketing. I'm talking about back in the days when Trulia and Zillow wasn't even, in partnership.
Right yeah.
So I remember doing that, and I became great at that. So it kind of like now, fast forward, almost 20 years later, the whole world has changed.
Oh yeah.
Right, everything that we do now is changed, and I think that's part of the reasons that we're talking here today. Because you and I have been having conversations about, well, what does a new agent do when now that everything is upside down? Yeah. I would say in that way, how does a new agent coming off the streets, or even I'm not even seeing new agents struggling too. I'm also seeing seasoned agents, people that are 15, 16, 17 years. I don't know if you're seeing that with your group, but they're also struggling right now with the way that the market has changed. What do you say to them when they, now I want to start my business? What do they do? How do they get business?
Yeah, it's been a challenging thing because you also got the New York State law that doesn't let you call people, right? So you need to figure out ways to get business. And guess what? Even though I didn't like to do the door knocking, I've been seeing some very, good agents out there getting tons of business door knocking. The difference is that they're door knocking with a purpose. They're not just there to say, hey, do you want to sell? They're actually coming out with a purpose and with intentionality.
Yeah.
Of saying, hey, here's some information. Did you know there's a local restaurant here? They're bringing out something different to
so they're adding value in the door
and actually being a resource. And that's part of what they're doing now. They're using social media a lot more now. back to being in your sphere, it has become very important.
Okay.
And the one thing that has been a constant, even in the restaurant business, if you notice them, is uh, you need to go after the people you've done business with in the past. You know, let them be your advocates for you, because your the price to acquire new people is has gone through the roof. You know, it's not the same as before where Zillow was at $100 a month to get leads. Now it's crazy money to get
Oh yeah,
listings.
sure, man. It's like a mortgage, you know.
Yeah.
Like I was having a conversation with them, and I was like, bro, I can get a house. Like, you know, the type of money, you know, 25, 3,000. It's like big numbers
It's
all
big.
over the, you know, and the average agent can't do that. So here's what we want to do. We want to pretty much, we're going to do a couple of these, right? To kind of like educate, you know, some of the young agents, the newer agents, even the seasoned agents that are struggling a little bit. We want to share with them. So we kind of give them one takeaway today. So I think the one thing that we can talk about today is, you know, get found, right? And something that you and I have been talking about, and I've been doing some trainings on that. And it's all about now the whole world has changed, and the way the behavior of buyers and sellers have also changed, meaning that they are not necessarily going into Google and typing in anymore. Everybody's asking questions, right?
Yeah.
So they're more asking AI, you know, to help me. And how does an agent in this time deal with that? And that's what we're going to be talking about in some of the other videos, where how do I get found? How do I get AI to recommend me, right?
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing. But to give them something today, to leave with today as we wrap up here today, to give them something today, what would you say? An agent is not tech savvy, I don't want to do video, I don't want to do anything. What would you say is the one thing that they can do today that could actually get them some business?
The one thing they can do the business, and it's funny because I actually heard about this yesterday to Tom Ferry, and I'm gonna steal what he said. Is immerse yourself in the business. You know, get in there, painfully get in there, and make it your lifestyle. You know, it's in and out, breathe real estate all day, talk. Everybody that you go to just talk. And remember, real estate is a great conversation starter.
Great.
You know, so whatever you can do, make sure that they're talking real estate and you're in the middle of it.
That's right. That's right. Whenever somebody's talking real estate, make sure you're in the middle of it. So that's it for today. You know, today we just wanted to just kind of launch out and just be intentional. We wanted to kind of get out there and take some action. So that's what we did. So hope you're excited. And if you're watching this later on, you know, share this, drop a comment on it. Let us know that you want some more of Trench Talk, because we have so much stories from the trenches that we can share with you guys. But until then, I want to just say thank you guys for logging on, and look forward. If you want to see some more of this, drop it in the comment and say, give us some more, right? Give us some more, and we'll be sure to do that. So until next time, guys, we appreciate you, and talk to you soon.
Take care, guys.
Bye.